Hello again from my front porch. We're here with McCoy and Mulder and man, there's something going on in our nation, something that really troubles me, and I have a real bone to pick about it. No offense. But no, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's all over my feed. It's everywhere. It's all this stuff. It's just depressing. It's getting me down. I wring my hands and I just don't know what to do about it. And it's just so troublesome. And I totally agree. I absolutely 100% agree. And that's why I want to vent about it here just a little bit. Give a little expression, because I too am deeply concerned about what I see as I travel all over the country. I see it a lot, and it is extremely troubling to me. And that, of course, is the fact that Diet Coke is really difficult sometimes to find on the shelves. I'm serious. I travel through airports, and I am amazed at how many places I go to that that they have all the sodas all lined up there and everything, and there's just either a gap where the Diet Coke should be and is not, or they've just given up and they've filled it with everything else. There is no Diet Coke to pull from. And I happen to enjoy Diet Coke maybe a bit more than I should, but I enjoy it. And when I'm looking for a quick soda to grab, that's what I'm going to try to grab. So it's really annoying when there isn't one there and people say, well, you just grab a Diet Pepsi. Well, see, they're not the same thing. And I used to drink Diet Pepsi a lot. I talked about that previously with the Michael J. Fox video and how he had influenced me with that. But so Diet Coke is what I now prefer. But there are times where, a lot of times, increasingly, where I can't find it, where it's not there. And I thought maybe it was just like an airport thing, but here more recently, I've become a little more aware of the fact that I'll be at a convenience store and there'll be I bought this one today at a Casey's, and they had a buy two for $4.50 deal, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll buy four. I could only buy three because that's all that was still in the rack. All the other sodas, plenty of bottles, but only 3 Diet Cokes. Now the next person walked in and went, how come there are no Diet Cokes? Well, it's because Paul took them. And they're good. But still, the point is, why were there only 3? Where are all the rest of the Diet Cokes? And so I noticed that at convenience stores. I've started noticing it at other places too, even like at I was going to say grocery stores. I have seen actually where they have those little coolers. That's the word. Come up with it, Paul. The little coolers where they have sodas there. And there are a lot of times where I have to go hunt down 2 or 3 other aisles away, just to find one Diet Coke to buy to drink in the car on my way back home. And that's annoying. But then also, I've noticed it at, I don't know, is it department stores? Is that what you call a Walmart or a Target? Or do we call them department stores still? Big box stores or whatever. But those places also have individual sodas you can buy. And increasingly, the Diet Cokes are sparse in those. Other stuff is all there. New stuff they want to try. But the Diet Coke, and I asked a clerk here, just in my last travels here, I asked a clerk at this little gas station I stopped at. I went in, I looked, I was like, oh, you're kidding me. There aren't any? And I'm leaving, and the clerk says, did you find what you needed? And of course, smart aleck me wanted to respond with, well, obviously not. You don't see me buying anything, do you? But I didn't. I said, well, actually, I was looking for a Diet Coke, but you don't appear to have any. And this clerk said, yeah, we've been out of those for a couple of days now. A couple of days? Yeah, they have to wait for their supply truck to show up. And I said, so why did somebody come in and they wanted to buy up a whole bunch of Diet Cokes? And they said, no, they just sell. People like you just come in and buy 1 or 2 here and there, and they just sell. And I said, well, does this happen a lot? Do you run out like this a lot? And the clerk says, yeah, actually, yeah, it's pretty common. And I said, well, why don't you order more then? Why don't you stock more if you know it's going to be the demand? And of course, at that point, the clerk, being just a clerk person, said, I don't know. That would make sense to me too. So I got no answer to that question, what seemed to me a very obvious question. Oh, yes, even God agrees. Look how the sunlight comes out. Yes, why don't they just order more? See, he agrees. But in all seriousness, I don't get it. And I even went out and searched on Google. I said, I looked for, is there a Diet Coke shortage in 2025? And it seems a lot of other people have been asking this question because the results came back on everything from Reddit to other online bulletin board things where people are asking this question, having these discussions. It has been asked so much that there's even an FAQ on Coke's official website saying, no, there isn't a shortage, but there might be supply chain issues. And then it cites some reasons why, and that they're trying to monitor that, and they're trying to keep track of those things. Well, you got to monitor it better because it's not even isolated. It's not like, well, here in Des Moines, Iowa, we don't have enough Diet Cokes. I'm telling you, these airports all over the country that I fly in and out of, I see the same thing everywhere. Now, some airports are Pepsi airports, because like the soda companies will do the contracts and it's locked down. Now, even within a Pepsi airport, there will oftentimes be individual shops that will have Diet Coke because that shop, that vendor has an agreement with Coke that they serve Coke in their facility. And so they'll be able to have that. But everywhere else in the airport will all be Pepsis. And you know what? I have never walked by one of those and seen all the Diet Pepsis gone. Never. So, seems to me like this is a pretty popular beverage. And if you're running a shop that sells these, or a convenience store, or a restaurant, or whatever, maybe make sure you're ordering enough of these to meet the demand that clearly is there. I'm just saying. Because there are some of us that, we depend on this. I don't drink coffee. I don't. This is where I get most of my caffeine from. This and those Bubbly Plus drinks that have it's a carbonated water, but it has caffeine in it. Those are my two main sources of caffeine. But the Bubbly Pluses, I really can't find in other places around the country. Sometimes I get lucky and I run across them. But generally speaking, the only place I find them is at my grocery, my Hy-Vee here in Des Moines. And so then I stock up and I got them in my fridge downstairs. But Diet Cokes, in theory, I can get anywhere. In theory. But I've discovered that the in theory is sometimes a lot of theory. So please, vendors, get out there and do more. And Coke people, do a better job of selling it to them. What's the point in you seeing that a customer burns through Diet Coke quick and you don't recommend to them that they should order more? Don't you want to make more money too? Come on, get on top of this thing. Do it. I was going to say do it for the children. Do it. Now, forget that. Do it for Paul. I should also mention here, this is just random. Right? Yeah, these guys are like, man, I don't even know what he's talking. See, their stoic faces, they just can't, they're just not showing any expression whatsoever. I am actually, this episode is being done on all new technology. I got a new iPhone. I upgraded from my iPhone 13 that I was doing all of this stuff on. Now I leapfrogged way ahead to an iPhone 17 Pro. And so the camera stuff and everything is all better. It runs more effectively, efficiently. But also that meant that the connector that plugs into the phone was completely different because Apple changed everything to the USB-C, which was not what its previous connection was on my iPhone 13. So in addition, the problem is I had a lot of technology that depend on that, like the lavalier sets that I use for doing front porch stuff. It was all, the receiver had the in plug for the previous iPhone, and you can't just buy the receiver. piece of it. You have to buy the whole, so I had to go out and buy a whole new set of 4 wireless microphones, so the lavalier mics, so I could hook it up to this. Bought some other adapter things. While I was at it, I also got an iPad because I had a work one that I use, and I find that I use that quite a bit, even for personal things. And I thought, you know what, I should just get one for myself and just have one. And it was a good time to do that because it also has the USB-C on it. And the actual motivator for me to make the change was my company upgraded my iPhone. I had an iPhone SE, and they upgraded only to an iPhone 15. Yeah, not all the way to the 17, but I think a 15. But it too has the USB-C on it. And so I was like, well, I don't want to be hauling around a whole bunch of different connectors and different kinds of cords. I prefer everything to just be, consistent. So I got this new work phone. It's got that connection on it. That's my motivation to go to Verizon and say, let's upgrade my phone and get an iPad while we're at it. Let's just shoot the works. And so, boom, shot. I was liking what my bill was before. It's gone up a little bit now. But I got cool toys, so that's totally worth it. Anyway, so this is the first episode that I'm shooting with this mic and this phone, and so hopefully you will think it looks and sounds okay. All right, well, with that, I'm going to stop my babbling and keep drinking my Diet Coke. And I'll see you next time from my front porch.